From the team that brought you Point Salad comes the game Point City. Hi, my name's Phil Gardner and welcome to Fun with Boxes. Today I'm taking a look at Point City. Point City is the follow-up game to Point Salad from designers Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin and Shawn Stankewich, from publishers Flatout Games and with artwork by Dylan Mangini. Point City is a card drafting and tableau building game for 1 to 4 players. Players take turns collecting resources and building their cities by constructing building cards, whilst competing to score the most points. Constructed buildings help players earn permanent resources for future turns, special bonuses and points. The player who builds the city worth the most points wins. Okay, so let's take a Fun with Boxes look at what you get with the game. As I said earlier, Point City is the follow-up game to Point Salad, and anyone who has played Point Salad will have no problem whatsoever in picking up Point City. Let's check that fact scientifically. Hello, I am a scientist. Let me look at this scientifically with my scientific brain. Let me use this scientific instrument, which is a kitchen scale. And I shall weigh these very games to see if they are easy to pick up or not. I can confirm it is easy to pick up. So there you have it. If you can pick up Point Salad, you will have no trouble picking up Point City. But on a more serious note, if you have played Point Salad, then you will have no trouble playing the game after a very quick look through the rules, as they share very similar mechanics, with Point City having an additional city building twist. Even if you have not played Point Salad, picking up a copy of Point City and learning it is a breeze. You will be up and running within minutes. It's that straightforward. Setting up the game is super easy, however it is a little fiddly as you have to separate the cards into 3 decks, shuffle and remove a set number of cards dependent on the player count from each deck, and then place the decks into a stack. It just takes a little time, not the end of the world obviously, but if you just play the game, I'm sure your instinct will be you want to play it again. But instead of just grabbing the cards, shuffling and starting over, you have to separate the cards, remove some cards and rebuild the deck. Like I say, not the end of the world, just takes a little bit of time. Anyway, how do you play the game? Everyone gets a wild starting card and you draw cards from the top of the deck and lay out 16 cards in a 4x4 grid. And that's it, you're set up and ready to play. Playing a game could not be more simple. On your turn, you take 2 cards from the grid, and those 2 cards have to be orthogonally adjacent to each other. You replace the 2 cards you have taken with new cards from the deck. And then it's the next player's turn. Simple, but here's where the fun in this box comes in. The cards are double-sided. There are resources on one side of the card and buildings on the other. Initially, all the cards in the grid are laid out with their resource sides facing up. So starting off, you will be picking resource cards to keep, to be able to use them later to take and construct building cards. There are 5 resources in this game: economy, energy, community, industry and ecology, with ingenuity being the wild resource card that can be used for any resource. In order to take a building card from the grid and build it, you have to have the right resources on your cards that you have collected previously or on that turn. For example, to build the mini golf course, you have to use what I call a leaf and a cog, or to say it correctly, ecology and industry cards. You discard any resources you have spent and lay the building card out in front of you. Your building cards give you a number of abilities. Some are simply points at the end of the game, like this hotel. Others, like the mini golf course, give you permanent resources to use to buy future buildings, in this case energy. And others, like the bus stop, have the civic building icon, which allows you to select one of the civic bonus tokens that are used as part of the endgame scoring. The only fiddly aspect of the gameplay is when you take your 2 cards from the grid, you must refill the grid with cards from the deck, but you have to place them the opposite side up. That is, if you pick 2 resource cards, you have to replace them with cards building side face up. If you picked up a building card, you replace it with a resource card, and so on. Fortunately, there are 2 tokens included to help you remember to do this, as it can be a little confusing on your first few plays, remembering which side card needs to go where. End of game scoring. You simply add up all the points shown on your building cards and add any bonus points from any bonus tokens you may have collected during the game. And the person with the highest score wins. I really like the game despite its fiddly aspects. I love point salad, so this should be the same. However, for me, especially once you know the game I find can play very, very quickly, and I found it was ending a little too soon. I was just getting into it and then the deck runs out and it's game over. This would make me want to play it again, there and then. But having to separate the cards and remove X number of cards before starting again just took the edge off it a bit for me. But as long as I know it's going to be a quick city building sprint, the game is great. And I really appreciate the inclusion of the 2 tokens to help you remember what card types you took from the grid. Comparisons with the original game Point Salad are inevitable, and for me Point Salad still has the edge over this game. That being said, there is always room for Point City, and I certainly would not pass up an opportunity to play it. So there you have it. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and click that old subscribe button. And do not forget that our friendly local game store, Rules of Play, based in Cardiff and Bristol, have a special 10% off online orders discount code just for Fun With Boxes viewers. The code is on screen and a link to Rules of Play is in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching and please take care.